It's time for The Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you into a Friday, the new drug today. And a little bit of a bad news day, certainly with the home team. Usually on a Friday before Florida, Georgia, and before a Jags weekend and a Jags travel weekend, we have a lot of energy. We'll have a lot of energy. That's our job, and I'm excited about another show, and I'm excited about Florida, Georgia weekend. And I'm excited about the Jags getting back on the field. All that's good stuff. But, boy, what a bummer for them, and what a bummer for all that follow the Jags. And what a bummer for Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter injured his knee, if you haven't heard by now, injured his knee, a non-contact injury at practice yesterday. Gone at least for 4 weeks. He's been put on injured reserve, and Liam Cohen said today at his presser that it could be longer. They don't know, but at least for the here and now, he is gone for a while, and that's a shame. So bad news for the Jags. Travis will bounce back. I don't doubt that, but boy, the last thing you wanted to hear for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt, he was really starting to emerge as perhaps the offense's best playmaker with the struggles that Brian Thomas Jr. has had his second season in the league, and now that's gone. Plus, you're not really finding out about the injury until you've already practiced Wednesday and Thursday, so your game plan is scrapped. Travis Hunter was going to get a double-digit amount of targets in this game. That was clearly going to be the plan. And, now you're not going to have that. So Liam Cohen and staff are going to have to scramble to adjust to what they want to do. And obviously it hurts defensively as well. But I think primarily it really stings offensively because this offense is in dire need of somebody to step up and become a reliable playmaker. And Travis Hunter was coming off his best career game as a receiver. And now you're left with a core that has been, I think, largely disappointing.
Yeah, and so, but having said all that, you got to go play. So it's they talk about next man up. Well, in this case, it might be last man up, the man that was up beforehand. So we'll see. I got a lot of thoughts on that. We'll see what winds up happening. But yeah, you made the right point. By all indications, they weren't giving away their game plan, but Liam Cohen, transparent as ever, as he always is, and I love that about him, pretty much said at his pressers, it's time to start throwing the ball to Travis Hunter. He said it the last 2 weeks. He said it's time to start targeting Travis more, and by all accounts, just based on what he said at his pressers, you got the impression Travis was getting the ball a bunch. And the shame of it is for all of us watching, goodness gracious, after the catch, he's something spectacular. As good as Brian Thomas Jr. was last year, and he did some great things, and I hope he gets back to doing those things. He's going to be a big focus of my conversation today. But he wasn't, very few players are that magical first step guy after the catch. I think that's what probably jumped off the page for me about Travis Hunter, and will again when he's back out there, Hayes, is, boy, that first move after the catch, that first make you miss move, that step back, step away, spin this way, spin that way, and all of a sudden he's running into the open field. They won't have that. So that's certainly a shame. So that's the big news of the day. Travis Hunter gone for 4 weeks, injured at we know it was a knee. We don't know the details of it. I don't think they've released what it was, right? They didn't say MCL, ACL, PCL, meniscus. We don't know. And at some point that'll be forthcoming, but we know they're not going to have Travis Hunter. So certainly a blow to the Jaguars. How does it affect how you see the results of this game?
I mean, it certainly puts it in greater jeopardy. I still think the Jaguars will win the game, but yeah, it's to me it's more about not so much this game, although certainly it doesn't help. It's more just what's going to become of this offense? I mean, yes, you'll get Brenton Strange back in a couple of weeks, and that will help. I'll just say the vibe seemed like this is longer than he's going to miss 4 games and then he'll be back.
Okay.
If they don't get Travis Hunter back this season, and I think that's certainly in play, then I think it kind of puts a limit to how special this season can be, unless some guys really find their game. But now the focus now, if you're Brian Thomas Jr., like, you've got to become a different player now. If not now, when? And But I don't know that he'll respond to that. I mean, he hasn't responded to anything so far in 7 games. It's impossible to ask anybody else in that receiving core to become a guy that can go out and regularly get you 75 yards and a touchdown every other week. And we've got to see about the ground game, and obviously the quarterback is having struggles. So I think what it does to me is it sort of caps, I think, how good they can be, because the guy that had the biggest potential to come out of the bye and become this star player was Travis Hunter. And now you're not going to have him for a minimum of 4 games. But like I said, my guess is we may not see Travis Hunter until 2026. And
they'll certainly, and again, the Jags have been very good. I'll say they've been very honest, very transparent about that. When they learned, if and when they learn that's the case, or if and when they learn that's not the case, they'll tell us that. So we'll know pretty soon. So anyway, no Travis Hunter coming in the game. What does that? I'm going to give you my thoughts coming up on how that will affect the team. Meanwhile, that also means and I keep saying how it will affect. We keep talking about offense. Well, it also is going to affect the defense. He's a guy that certainly I would imagine was going to be on the field on get off the field downs. Now he won't be, which means suddenly more pressure on Monteric Brown, Jordan Lewis, and Greg Newsome. And you were able to visit with Greg Newsome today, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed meeting him. It's been a whirlwind last month for Greg Newsome, but now he has gotten time to get settled, get his body and mind right from being traded, 2 games in London, trying to learn a new system here with the Jaguars, and you get a chance to have a bye and sort of reset. And I think it's going to lead to some strong play from Greg Newsome now moving forward. And to your point, it's going to have to happen. Greg Newsome is now a guy that you've got to count on every snap, and he's perfectly capable of doing it. I thought Liam Cohen was really good. He was asked about Greg Newsome at his press conference today and said that he had a long talk with him earlier in the week and really got a strong sense that Newsome's confidence is back, and Greg was great about that conversation as well when I asked him about it. So, yeah, hopefully fans will enjoy it. But, yeah, Greg Newsome now – really has to step up.
We'll do that next segment. I want you to hear from him. I'll also give you some thoughts about the Jags, about the Raiders, the whole bit. That comes up in just a bit. Also, Florida, Georgia. Played golf today. You know what I did?
What's that?
Wore my Gator gear.
Nice.
You actually thought
and you're still wearing it.
You thought I was in college. Yeah,
I thought you were like going as – although the hat isn't a visor.
No,
it's a
not.
ball cap.
Yeah.
But you kind of had
a costume.
You had a little
you?
Spurrier vibe with your outfit.
Yeah, so this is not how Napier dressed?
No. Why would you wear the orange and blue if you're the Gators
black?
coach? When you can, act like you coach Purdue.
Yeah, and by the and somewhere along the line somebody said, Billy, wear orange and blue.
Right.
And Billy said
no.
He said no. He said I'm going
to call my plays.
I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to wear all my black, and then I'm going to play the 2 tight ends, and they're going to shift. That's what we're going to do. So I played golf today. And I had some stuff to do when we got in here, so went right from the golf course and came here. And it was still because I wanted to play my Gator gear. It's Florida, Georgia Friday. And you thought I was wearing a Spurrier costume.
I did.
And I wish I said, if I'd have known, I'd have put the visor on and said, and I'd have been the ball coach for what's a better Halloween costume than the ball coach?
Pretty good.
And so just assume that that's what I did today. I'm going to
the other thing I appreciate about the ball coach, is now we see every coach does this. The ball coach didn't have a play sheet the size of a beach towel.
No, he didn't.
that he had to look at.
Right,
he just knew what he wanted to call.
And not only that, he had no script.
Right.
Because here's what he did this crazy thing. If he ran it down and out and you couldn't cover it, you know what he did? He ran it again. Yep. Nobody does that anymore. By the way, well, it's not in a script.
Right.
Why don't you run it again? I can't run it again. I got to get through play 15.
Well, they're going to be on it now.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you make them show you that?
Right. So that's true. All right. I got a lot of Florida Georgia thoughts coming up. We'll tell a story or two about that game as well. So certainly excited about talking Florida Georgia. Certainly hate the news on Travis Hunter. We'll continue to give you details when we have those details as best we can here on the program and obviously on the radio station as well. We come back. You'll hear from Greg Newsome. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The players leave it all on the field, and after it's over, the party gets started. Hacker Leon and Coach Gerald Ingram bring you the window world of Northeast Florida 5th quarter, nailed down by Apex Roofing and Contracting and Hurricane Grill and Wings.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline here to let you know about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you'll love new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers. They're as delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
Get an inside look at football's greatest position with Denny Thompson.
I'm Denny Thompson, and they call me the quarterback whisperer.
He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Tuned up by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
This is Hayes Carline for Harold & Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harold & Harold. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold & Harold at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me, if you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, poker fans, catch all the action at Best Bet. There's over $825,000 paid out this month in tournaments and promotions, from table game giveaways on select Fridays and Saturdays to the popular High Hams promotion Monday through Thursday. November kicks off with the World Poker Tour with over $1.5 million in guarantees and wraps up with the 13th annual Turkey Bowl Deep Stack and the St. Augustine Championship. For all the details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and when the weather starts to shift a little bit, especially during the fall, you've got some really cool stuff from Honda Off-Road.
We do. It's the favorite time of the year for me. Nice little chill in the air. We've got some side-by-sides. We've got the ATVs. Of course, they're legendary dirt bikes. We've got it all.
And for the hunter?
Oh, we've got side-by-sides that work and play.
All right, so make sure you check it out. Showroom wide open for you on Atlantic near Regency. If you want to go off-road and have some fun, check out Cycles of Jacksonville.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Jacksonville homes are selling, but it can take months, and it takes a price lower than you want. Well, getting top price means aggressive marketing, and Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive the demand to sell your home. And they have this unbelievable promise and guarantee. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. If you need to sell now, Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. You want max price? Chad and Sandy are going to aggressively market your home, and they're going to get it. Anthony and Mary in Palm Coast said, we wanted to move back home closer to family. Getting max price was more important than a fast sell, but we had only purchased our home last year, so we didn't have much equity. After just 23 days of aggressive marketing with Chad and Sandy, they sold our house at the price we needed to make the move. Call the Jacksonville experts you can trust, and I recommend. Call Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We thank our friends from Big Chief Tire. 6 locations here on the First Coast. Mandarin is the latest one, Orange Park before that, and then the 4 staples they've had for the longest time. Phillips Highway on the south side, 2 on the west side, 1 on the north side. Whatever it is you need with your car, tires or automotive service, oil changes, people you can trust, and of course those great tires. Alignments, they do it all. And you can really, when you walk away or drive away from a Big Chief Tire. You know your car's going to be in good shape. You know they treated you right. They did the right stuff. That's what they do. They do the right stuff at Big Chief Tires, and you can trust you. Want that car running right, man. So you can really trust my friends at Big Chief Tire. Always a Big Chief Tire Friday on the program around here. Frangie, Carline, and La Selva with you. Greg Newsome, tell me about Greg before we hear the interview. Good guy, down-to-earth guy. I've heard he's a Northwestern guy. Here's a sharp guy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting Greg and getting a chance to talk with him. Yeah, and look, this is a big second half for Greg Newsome. I mean, he's in the final year of a contract, and obviously just arrived here, so you're trying to impress the new guys, but obviously there's a chance that you'll hit the market, and so real big opportunity for Greg Newsome in the second half of this season, and he's played 34 defensive snaps for the Jaguars so far, so I would expect that number to basically double on Sunday by the end of the game. So it's a big Sunday for Greg Newsome.
One of the newest Jaguars traded for Tyson Campbell, a starting Jaguar, and now he's going to under fire a little bit more with no Travis Hunter to help the cause. Greg Newsome earlier today with Hayes Carline.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars cornerback Greg Newsome here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to meet you. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Blessed. Yep.
How's everything been going here a few weeks now? You getting comfortable with everything?
Yeah, this week I definitely feel a lot more comfortable, especially after the bye week, just being able to get the plays down, be out there to play fast, so it feels great.
Liam told us just about an hour ago when he met with us that he had a conversation with you and really picked up your confidence and got a strong sense of that. What was that conversation like for you, Greg?
Yeah, no, it was great. Really what he said was just go out there and be you. Obviously I had to learn the playbook and things like that, but I was talking to him, I was like, Coach, I feel 10 times more comfortable, with the playbook, with the calls, with everything like that. So he was like, just go out there and be you, have fun. I play with a ton of energy, so it's time to start getting back to that.
What was the physical and mental challenge of going through a trade, having 2 games in London, and how much did the bye week kind of help reset you?
Oh, man, the bye week was huge for me. I needed it. Like you said, just a lot of mental emotions. Obviously physical, just traveling back and forth and things like that. So just a bye week, just being able to just calm down, reflect, see my family. Like it was big for my mental. I feel like that was the biggest thing with getting traded mid-season, a place that you were for 4.5 years, So definitely the mental side, and I think the bye week definitely helped me decompress.
Greg, where is your family?
My family's in Arizona.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. In terms of Anthony Campanile, how does it? How are you enjoying fitting in with his scheme, and how does it suit your skill set?
Yeah, it's been fun. I haven't played in a scheme like this in a minute since my rookie year, so it's definitely cool to just show a lot more of my tools. We play a lot of coverages, so just the ability to just show me playing off, still find some ways to press, but it's been fun.
What stands out when you watch the Raiders in terms of the passing game?
Yeah, efficient. I think Brock Bowers coming back is huge for them. One of the most elite, receivers. I call him receiver because that's what he is. In the league, you got Jacoby Myers, a guy that's great route runner. Trey Tucker does a lot for him too as well. So they definitely got a pretty slept-on receiving core.
You guys have done a really good job stuffing the run. How important will that be Sunday to get them in obvious down and distance situations in terms of the passing game?
Yeah, no, it's going to be definitely important. I mean, you choose a guy that early in a draft, that's what you're going to want to do is run the ball. But like I said, we got great front seven that's going to be ready to stop the run.
You guys obviously had a setback yesterday with Travis. Liam told us, he's going to have to go on IR, unfortunately, with the knee. What's it been like getting to know Travis, and how do you guys kind of reassess, not having him in the equation now for a little bit?
Yeah, no, it's been fun, man. He's a great player, and even a better human. Like, he's one of the first dudes just coming in. Just you can see him out at practice before practice starts. He shakes everybody's hand. So he's just been a great person, let alone great player. But definitely gonna miss him out there. A guy that can do a lot on the football field, but. We got a lot of great talent here. Like, we got a lot of depth. That's one thing coming here. Like, 5, 6 deep can all go out there and play. So it's definitely opportunities for guys to step up. And I know guys well, but there's no replacing a Travis Hunter.
And a massive chance to get to 5-3. How monumental would a win be for you guys in terms of building that momentum back and going after this division?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Football is a momentum sport, and you really want to hit your stride at the right time. And I think with this second half of the season, starting this week, it'll be a great start for us to get the ball back rolling.
Greg Newsome, pleasure meeting you, and thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to you.
Of course, appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate Greg's time, and hopefully he plays well. This is, I think, a good first game to have to go the distance for Newsome as a Jaguar. Again, he was doing that in Cleveland. He was playing every snap, so it's not like a conditioning thing. But from a mental standpoint, I think it's a good matchup. The Raiders can hurt you at receiver, but if you ranked receiving cores 1 through 32, Las Vegas would be in the bottom 4 or 5.
So and hopefully they'll play well defensively, and I think they will. To the offensive side of the ball, let me say this. I hate for Travis Hunter. I hate it for Travis. I hate that he's hurt. I hate it for the fans. I hate it for the team. Obviously, that's a gut punch when you take a guy second overall, and then, 7 games in, he gets an injury of significance. We all know that. But let me say this. They got to 4-1 without Travis Hunter or Brian Thomas Jr. doing very much. That's a reality. It was a 4-1 football team against some good teams, including the Kansas City Chiefs, by running the ball, by being the more physical team, by making plays when you had to make plays. And I think the Jags are going to be okay. 2 or 3 thoughts. Number one, you got to run the football. That's who they are. They're a running team, and they know that. I think they would tell you, Liam Cohen said it before the season ever began, we're a running football team. He said we're a running football team, and I think he still believes that. So I think they're going to run the football. I think when Hainsey and McCary are healthy and the rest of them are healthy, it's a football team that can run the football, and I think they're going to do it. I think that's first and foremost. The other thing is something you said at the top. All right, look, Brian Thomas Jr. comes into the league. He's a first-round draft pick. Takes a while to get going last year, but once he does, he's one of the most productive receivers in the NFL. No question. One of the most productive receivers there. All the star talk, all the talk about this guy's going to be a superstar. I said he might be one of the best receivers they've had since Jimmy Smith. I mean, all the writing was on the wall. Then he gets off to the bad start. Whether it's because of the big hit he took against the Steelers in that preseason game, whatever it was, he short-armed a few balls. He dropped some passes. It was a bad start to the season, and it was all the talk. Then there's rumors they're trading him, and that was all part of it. Well, guess what, Hayes? All that's over. They're not trading him. We talked about that on the air, and then Liam Cohen said it publicly. No, we're not trading Brian Thomas Jr. Well, now the one guy that you thought might replace him as the star receiver is down for a while. If ever there was a chance for a restart for Brian Thomas, now's it. Whether it happened, to your point earlier, whether it happens or not, we'll see. But if ever there was an opportunity for number 7 to say, okay, it didn't start the way we wanted it to. I've had too many drops. It's been an ignominious first 7 games. We all know that. But now we've had a week off. Now I've been able to catch my breath a little bit. Now the one guy that might have been the targeted guy, if that indeed is the case, is not here. If ever there was going to be a resurgence, resurgence sounds like a silly word for a guy that's been in the league 1 year and 7 games, but still, there could be a resurgence because he started out badly. Well, now's the time. I don't know if he'll do it. I don't know how he'll play, but I still say last year wasn't a mirage, and now you need him more than ever. He's banged up a little bit. De'Ami Brown's banged up. Patrick's banged up. They've got some banged up receivers, and the guy that might be their most talented guy's down for 4 games. So, hey, you know what? Run the football, and let's see if number 7 can find some of that stuff he had last year.
Yeah, Liam Cohen was asked about that earlier today about, if not now, when for Brian Thomas Jr. And, this is an opportunity for him to sort of put the offense on his back and say, let me carry the unit. Let me carry you guys. We'll see. Liam Cohen did say that Brian Thomas Jr. has had a phenomenal week. And hopefully that will translate. But it's just hard to get the stuff that we've seen, at least out of my mind. I don't know how others feel, but yeah, this is a crossroads time for Brian Thomas Jr. He's basically thrown away all the goodwill from his rookie season. He's got to show that he's willing to play physical. He's willing to go make the tough catches, knowing the contact is coming. And he's got to make the plays that are there to be made. So it is a big opportunity. He certainly can turn around the perception of his season, but it's got to start now. Like if Brian Thomas Jr. come 7:30 Sunday night is 9 targets for 3 catches, 21 yards, that's going to be a real problem. So, I mean, Brian, they need you. I mean, it's time. Like whatever has happened, it's fine. You got a blank slate coming out of the bye. So,
and that's
forget what's happened, but you got to produce now.
And what you just said, it's a blank slate coming. And again, who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Again, one of these guys are the real Brian Thomas, the guy last year that was a megastar or emerging star, and the guy last year that's had a tough start. We'll find out. The good thing is, by the way, if he does come out and play well, the beauty of that is it's not like people are going to go, huh, where'd that come from? Well, I'll tell you what, it came from last year. He's still. A lot of times, if a guy has a good game or two, you think it's a fluke. Well, if he has a good game or two, no one's going to think it's a fluke because they've seen it before. So we'll see. And the other thing is, I do think they've got to run the football. I'll say what I said before that too. That's still who they are. They are a team. They rebuilt the offensive line to run the football. Travis Etienne's a good back. Bashal Tutin's a good back. They built the team to run the football. They built the team to be the more physical team. All right, they got away from a couple games. It is what it is. Can't control that. They should be the more physical game in this game. I'll tell you what I told you yesterday. I don't think the Raiders have a great team. I think Max Crosby's a really good player. I think they've got a rookie running back who's going to be a really good player, and they got a great tight end. That's their team. And so it's an NFL team, and they're playing at home, and I get it. But I want to say this the right way. I think Travis Hunter is really good and really important. Maybe the best player on the team, right? But I don't know that not having him, at least this week, changes my confidence they're going to win the game. Okay? Hey, it doesn't. If I'm wrong and they lose, we're going to do our picks tonight, okay? I'm going to pick them to win. I'll take the mystery out of it. I think they're going to win the game. And nothing is – not having Travis Hunter doesn't change that. It might change how I feel about them winning other games down the road. But it does, at least for me, at least this week, thinking they're going to beat the Las Vegas Raiders doesn't change for me because they're not going to have Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I agree. I think when you look at the matchups of the game, the Jaguars should still be able to go and beat the Raiders. There's a variable because the Raiders are coming off a bye as well, and they have a very good head coach, but they still, they were so lost, and they'd have to make such a monumental change. The last time the Raiders played a game, they ran like 30 offensive plays. They had like 3 first downs. They are getting Brock Bowers back, but I don't believe adding a great tight end just automatically elevates a unit from dreadful to all of a sudden good. So if the Jaguars, this is what the Jaguars have: clean up the penalties, make your kicks, run the ball, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, and I think, and by the way, you made a good point. None of this changes the 2 points of emphasis. You can't keep getting these formation penalties and these unforced errors. And Cam Little's got to make his kicks. And that's the other. And by the way, again, there's evidence he can do that. He was 27 of 29 last year. Right? He's a really good kicker.
Liam Cohen said today that he was like, he hasn't missed a kick in 3 weeks in practice. Hopefully Cam Little has figured out whatever was bothering him.
Yeah, that's almost like a golfer. When you relax, you're better than when you're worried about the fact that you missed the last putt. So I think that's in play too. Let's take a break. Let's talk some Florida, Georgia after this. Gators and Dogs get together no matter what the scenario, no matter what's going on in the periphery. It's still one of the great college football events annually in America. We'll discuss why after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey folks, this is Denny Thompson, and when it comes to protecting my home, I turn to Tyson, the leaders in state-of-the-art home security right here in Jacksonville. Their AI cameras and smart doorbells are top-notch, keeping an eye on what matters most. Whether you're moving in or upgrading, Tyson offers flexible packages, rent or own, with specials on the first 3 years. Ramp up now for the holidays, the perfect gift for you or someone you love. Call Tyson today at 590-7979 for details.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, still family owned and in business for 100 years. When they say you're going to see a big difference, that's for everything. Custom showers and spas, tabletops, mirrors, even replacing foggy windows, all at a more affordable price. And with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed, Lee and Kate's Glass is your best choice. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Pre-Game Friday, built by Dreamfinders Homes on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for a limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in
Hey, David again here with Royal Pest Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
Now, we thank our friends from Big Chief. Those 6 great locations in town: Orange Park, Mandarin, the 2 latest 2, Phillips Highway on the south side, 2 on the west side and the north side. Brakes, alignments, oil changes, you name it. Nobody does a better job, and of course the best tires around. I trust them. I trust them with my daughter's car, my wife's car, my car. If you trust people with your car, that means you trust them. My friends at Big Chief Tire. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline, JJ LaSelva with you. Again, we'll certainly get back to the Travis Hunter story later in the program, as we talked about a moment ago. That's the big story, and again, he's on IR for the here and now, and we'll see what that means as the weeks go along. Meanwhile, the football team is I think they have a better team than the Raiders. I think they're going to beat the Raiders, and again, as much as I hate it for Travis and hate it for the football team, it doesn't change my opinion of the fact that I think they get to 5-3. I think they run the football. I think that's who they are, and I think they get back to being physical on both sides of the ball, because I think that's who they are. And we'll see what happens on Sunday. Let's get to Florida, Georgia. The beauty of it for me, Hayes, forget this who wins and loses, because we've seen streaks both ways. In a day and age when college football, all sports, has become so commercial, so corporate, so professional. This still is a throwback. It's still a neutral site game. There's really not many of those left. Army, Navy, Texas, Oklahoma, they're the only really annual ones, right? It's still a legitimate neutral site game. I mean, it's legitimately half and half. It's got great tradition. I'm not saying it's got better tradition than Army, Navy, but it's certainly one of the games with great tradition. The game still matters to everybody. It will sell out every time it is ever played. Ever played. It'll sell out no matter who's good, no matter who's not good. And I think it means so much. I think that RV City, that's real, man. That those people partying from both teams at RV City, and those bands are going to be playing tonight, and people will be in those costumes tonight, and they'll be up early cooking they'll be cooking out with their freaking cookout barbecue breakfast. A barbecue breakfast would be good for you, Hayes. You're a barbecue breakfast kind of guy. That is real. The fact that those RVs started coming in on Thursday, the fact that game's always going to be the 3:30 network game, no matter if it's CBS, ABC, whoever happens to have the network. That game, the colors are bright, man. That red and black and that orange and blue are bright. When you come over that bridge for the first time and you see all the people, I love talking to the players when they come over the bridge for the first time, right? And usually now, both teams come over the bridge. But for a while there, Georgia would stay at the Omni, or someone would stay, and maybe now someone stays at Amelia. But for the longest time, one's at World Golf Village and one's at Sawgrass, which means they're both coming over the bridge. There's not much like it in sports anymore. Sports change. History changes. And it makes it harder on the Jags sometimes, because I think you could build a stadium smaller if you didn't have Florida, Georgia. Yet I know the Jaguar people are glad they have it, because it adds to the mystique of the stadium and the history of the stadium and the tradition of the stadium. There's nothing like Florida, Georgia. It's magical. I've been to 38 of them. I went to 31 in a row before I started calling Jags games. There's nothing quite like what this game means to our city, but more importantly, or just as importantly, what it means to college football. College football, I said this before, college football with the portal and with NIL is more screwed up than ever, and it's still beautiful. People still go. People can't wait to watch games, and this is a certainly microcosm of that beauty and a really illuminated microcosm, and I love the fact that it's in our city. Of all the things Orlando has and Tampa has and Miami has and Atlanta has and New Orleans has and Charlotte has, they don't have this. We freaking have this. And it's glorious, and I love every bit of it, and I love it on this weekend. I won't be there. I'll be in Vegas, as you will, and I'm glad I'll be in Vegas. I'm glad I'm calling Jags games, but I love what this game means to our city, and I get excited every time this weekend comes around.
Yeah, it's well said. I mean, it's Americano, and there isn't that much left of that, unfortunately. I mean, in the sports realm, this is a tradition that dates back a century. I mean, there just isn't, particularly in college football, those are few and far between. And so, yes, we are very lucky to have it. It'll be fantastic in 2028 when we get the first Florida-Georgia game in the new stadium. Yeah, and so it's a fantastic day for the city. Obviously, it's a fantastic event, and it's a win-win for everybody. It makes a lot of money. People enjoy it, and hopefully we'll have a day of safety and not a lot of you're always going to have some things, but hopefully it'll be fairly contained and people will be responsible with how they celebrate. But yeah, it's a phenomenal game. It's a phenomenal tradition. And in the world of mega conferences and realignment, it's good to know that, in 2055, Florida, Georgia is still going to be in Jacksonville.
And it's going to be marvelous the way it is now. What was your first one? First one you attended?
First one I attended was 1989. And I went with my dad, and I was super excited. I was 13.
Yeah.
And just couldn't believe I was getting to go. And Florida was decent, but they had an interim coach, and but anyway, so went in 1989. Florida loses the game, and I'm a mess. I'm bawling because I'm with my dad, and I was thinking it was going to be this great. You're young, you think, well, Florida will win, and not following it as closely at that age as obviously we do now, and so Florida loses, and I was just already upset. And then we're walking out of the stadium. We're going, wrapping around the concourses to get out. And this, sort of Georgia, kind of group, gets into the concourse and starts chanting, "It's great to be a Gator hater." And I just lost it. I mean, I just start bawling. My dad puts his arm around me and says, "Son, we're getting ready to hire our program savior, and these days are going to be over." And he was right. A few months later.
Might be a Gator dad having that same conversation.
That's right. I mean, honestly, right. I mean, now my son is 15, and he's a huge Gator, and it's you sort of do kind of feel a little bit of that time is a flat circle vibe now. If Florida can get Lane Kiffin, and I think they're going to, it could be the start. I mean, they're never going to dominate. I mean, it's unfair to ask anybody to beat Kirby Smart, 70% of the time. You'll be lucky if you just, split with them over these next 10 years. But I do think Florida football is getting ready to take a big step forward. Again, unfair to put any of that, what Spurrier did, unfair to put any of that on any coach. I mean, if Nick Saban took the Florida job, you couldn't expect him to beat Kirby Smart 11 out of 12 years and win 6 SEC titles. But nonetheless, he was right. And yeah, hopefully Florida football is getting ready to, that they have reached the end of the road when it comes to this mediocre run of 15 years of football. And hopefully they will get it figured out. But that was my first one, 1989. Sorry to ramble.
I was 15 years old. 1973 was my first one. I was 1-0 after that, by the way. The Gators won 11-10. I was in the end zone where all the action happened.
Oh, wow.
With 3:48 to play. Don Gaffney from Jacksonville threw a touchdown pass to Lee McGriff on 4th and 18.
Wow.
On 4th and 18, they threw a touchdown pass to Lee McGriff to make it 10-9. Gators went for 2. He threw a pass to Hank Foldberg for the 2-point conversion, and the Gators went 11-10. I thought we were never going to lose. I was now convinced that we were going to win every Florida-Georgia game. Also, in my first one I ever went to, I was sitting in the end zone, and it was all this action happened in the end zone where I was, the south end zone. So I'm thinking, I'm watching this 15 years old. I was a Gator fan, and I've never been able to go to a Florida-Georgia game. And I at that point, I had only been to one Gator game ever. In 1969, we got some tickets from a friend, and my dad took me and some of my buddies to watch them beat Richmond 40-7. And then this is the second Gator game I ever went to. And, Don Gaffney threw a touchdown pass to Lee McGriff to make it 11-9. Then threw a 2-point conversion to Hank Foldberg, 11-10. So there you go.
That's amazing.
First one ever. So the first of 38.
Well, that's good that you won your debut. I lost my debut, but then from the ages of 14 through the ages of 27.
Okay? You did pretty well.
I was 13-1.
We'll take a break. Headlines are next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
When the Dogs and Gators cross the bridge, the world's largest cocktail party becomes a fight on the First Coast.
There's something special about the game being in Jacksonville. The stadium split right down the middle.
Will the Gators bring the swamp to the 904? Or will the Dogs hedge another victory? It's the chump of the swamp and the bark of the Dogs. Florida and Georgia, Saturday at 3:30 on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010 XL.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
This football season, make Hurricane Grill and Wings your game day getaway. Sip on handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita or enjoy an ice-cold Bud Light. Game day drink specials are here all season. Find a location near you at hurricanewings.com.
You watch the games, so do we.
Dan Higgin and Jeff Prosser, right after every Gator football game, get our reaction to the plays, the calls that stood out to us.
Live streamed on the Swamp Sessions podcast on the 1010XL social channels from Voodoo Brewing Company.
Driven by Atlantic Infinity.
Higgin here for Zero Res. Are you scared of ghosts? course you're not. They aren't nearly as scary as some of the things that Zero Res sees in those air ducts. Ducks straight out of a horror film filled with spooky dust. Gross dander, creepy cobwebs, which is why Zero Res is here to banish monsters hiding in your vents. Don't be afraid of ghosts. Be afraid of what's in your air ducts. Call Zero Res today and take advantage of our October special. Mention 1010XL. They're offering 15% off duct and dryer vent cleaning. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. What's happening, folks? It's your main man, ET, of course. And whether you're biking through shaded forest trails, casting a line from Camp Chow Pier, or enjoying music by the St. Johns River, Clay County is full of ways to play. This month, experience off-road trails at the 2025 Crawling for the Fallen. Savor bold flavors and classic rides at Moose Haven's 15th annual Chili Cook-Off and Car Show, and celebrate the fall season at fall festivals all across the county. Find a full lineup at exploreclay.com. Come on, somebody.
Pickett here. You know me. I'm a protect the skin kind of guy. That said, it's getting a little cooler and the long sleeves are making their way out. This is absolutely the best time of year to go see my guys, the docs at Beaches Dermatology. Don't wait any longer. It's time. Protect that skin, folks. You know what else it's almost time for? The holidays, coming sooner than we think. Skincare products make great presents for the wife or girlfriend. Knock out a consult and buy your wife a present. Boom! Give them a call today. Online at beachesdermatology.com.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here, as is JJ LaSelva. I am Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, we're going to start with the news of the day. The Jaguars lose Travis Hunter to a knee injury. He will head to IR. Will miss a minimum of 4 games.
Yeah, that's it's a blow to the Jags, but it's next man up. And the last thing you wanted to have happen was a knee injury to your star, but he'll be back and he'll be ready to get at some point, whether it's this year, whether it's next year, and it's a tough blow. But you know what? They're a team that runs the football. Again, they got to 4-1 without Travis Hunter or Brian Thomas Jr. making a whole lot of plays yet, and I think they're going to get to 5-3 the same way.
Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen met with reporters earlier today and talked about Hunter's possible return this season.
That I don't know. You know, we're still assessing. We haven't gotten all of the information. This all kind of got going last night, you know, when we got some information. So we're still waiting on further information to be able to determine how long it could be.
Yeah, and that's not unusual. You know, I mean, there's swelling. Something just happens. It's not unusual to have an injury happen and you don't know whether he's coming back or not. Which, you know, he's going to be down for 4 games because he's on IR. The IR that you can bring him back from, and then you'll know. Well, when they know, we'll know. That's I can tell you.
Let's get to around the NFL. The Ravens whipped the Dolphins 28-6 as Lamar Jackson throws 4 touchdown passes. So the Ravens, once 1-5, have now won 2 games in 5 days. They are 3-5,
and they're going to win the division. They're going to win a bad division, and it's amazing how bad they were for a stretch there. But a lot of that was injury induced. But they were getting crushed in games. but they've bounced back, and I think they're probably going to win the division.
Their schedule was crazy.
And it was crazy between the injuries and the schedule. But I mean, they were getting walloped, man. But yeah, they're going to win the division.
On the Miami side of things, the Dolphins fired general manager Chris Greer today. Coach Mike McDaniel will finish the season. The Dolphins actually said they're parting ways with Chris Greer because I guess in today's day and age we can't just fire people anymore.
Yeah.
But he was fired.
He was absolutely fired, and Chris Greer's there a long time. Look, and Mike McDonald's getting fired. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm surprised they didn't do it yet, but that's a team that it never happened. Whether it's because of McDonald, Greer, how he built the team, Tua, who I think is just okay. Regardless of the reason, it never happened, Hayes. And you talk about cleaning a house, it's time for them to clean house.
Let's get it to college football. The Florida-Georgia game is tomorrow. Let's talk X factors for each team. Let's start with the Gators, Frank. Jaden Baugh, who do you think, if Florida's going to pull the upset, who's got to have the superstar performance?
Yeah, if it's offense, they're going to have to run the ball and hold the ball for a while. I do believe that. Defensively, they can't let Georgia get going. I think they've got to rush the passer. I think they've got to contain Gunnar Stockton. The last thing they need, Gunner's a good runner. Don't let Gunnar beat you as a runner. I think that's the one thing I'd want to maintain. So the Florida, those two things. The X factor in terms of the game for me for Florida, Georgia, Hayes, is will Florida do some different things offensively that they haven't done before? As you pointed out yesterday, no Vernell Brown III, no Aiden Mizell, two of their faster receivers. But they do have Dallas Wilson, and they do have Trey Wilson, and they do have J. Mike. So will they spread the field, play more receivers at one point, play with a little tempo? That's the thing that none of us know. And to me, the X factor isn't necessarily one guy. It's can they do some different things?
Besides making sure they arrive at the game, what does Georgia have to do?
Bring the equipment and the uniforms, because it'd be a hard game to play without equipment and uniforms. Yeah. Just the opposite of what I said. If Georgia doesn't let Florida hold the ball, they'll win easily. Florida's best chance, the biggest Florida upset in that series in many, many years was 14 when Georgia had the better team, and Florida just ran them to death. They ran it, and they ran it. Matt Jones ran it, and Kelvin Taylor ran it, and they ran it, and they ran it. And it was a bizarre game. And Florida's got backs now. Jacoby Jackson's still down, but Jaden Ball's a good back, a really good back. If Florida can run it and hold it, that's their best chance. The best chance to win is to run the football. Georgia's best chance is to not allow Florida to run the football. If it's an even game where nothing funky happens, I think Georgia wins by 17 points.
And just a reminder, we've obviously talked about the construction around the stadium for months now with the Jaguars, but in case you haven't gone to the stadium, this is going to be your first time going, or you're just visiting Jacksonville, give yourself extra time tomorrow. The stadium is under construction, so I would give yourself an extra hour and be patient. It's this is part of the stadium construction for the Stadium of the Future in 2028, so might be a little dicey tomorrow. Give yourself extra time.
I'm glad you said that. By now, Jaguar fans through a preseason understand that, and they've kind of gotten used to it. There's a ton of fans at this game that don't go to Jaguar games, don't live in town. There's going to be more people here because there's temporary seating. So if you happen to just arrive in Jacksonville and you're listening to sports radio, or if not, if you know someone that isn't, but you hear us, please get there early, and not just in the tailgate lots. Get into the stadium early, because the ingress and egress is going to be different from a walking standpoint than it's ever been, and that's great advice. I'm glad you gave it.
Without a doubt, LSU's search continues to unravel as AD Scott Woodward was fired Thursday. An interim AD has been named and has been charged with leading the coaching search. Sure he has.
Verge Osbury, who was a linebacker there in the 80s, good player, has been in the LSU administration ever since. All of a sudden, he's in charge of the coaching search. That is one of the most bizarre stories I've ever seen. If Scott Woodward needed firing, what did he do in the last 3 or 4 weeks to earn his firing? I mean, that is if you got the wrong AD, I've never seen an AD fired in the middle of a season, ever.
Yeah.
In my life, I've seen coaches fired in the middle of a season. I've never seen an AD fired in the middle. Have you?
No.
In the middle of a football season, you fire the AD. I've never seen it.
It's incredible. Let's get it to Major League Baseball. The World Series resumes tonight. Game 6. Can the Dodgers hang on?
I'm rooting for the Dodgers, JJ, because I want one more game. Is that okay?
I'll never do that.
Yeah, but I am. I want another game.
I do think they're going to win. Yamamoto's had
I do too.
back-to-back complete games, which is just insane for the playoffs. But, usually in basketball and football, when a team's down to their last game, they play harder than the other team. Baseball's not like that. I mean, you don't just play harder and win. So I could definitely see Toronto winning the World Series tonight.
Yeah, and Toronto's been not just
it's
because
insane to say after game one.
Yeah, Toronto's been the better team, not just because by the way, they've won 3 of the 5 games. They're the better team. I think they've been the better team.
They've scored a lot more runs.
Yeah.
So, their wins have been a lot bigger than the Dodgers' wins.
Let's get into walk-off charities. The farm at Okefenokee is doing a really cool thing.
I love this.
Sign up for their monthly newsletter at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com, and select 1010XL when asked how you heard about them. When you do, the farm will donate a new baseball glove to walk-off charities. So sign up to learn about the new events at the farm. You're giving a kid a glove. It takes, honestly, 30 seconds to do this, and you will be putting a smile on a child's face, and you'll learn a lot about one of the coolest properties in our area.
Let me reiterate what Hayes just said. If you sign up, all you have to do is sign up for this newsletter. One of our walk-off gets one of those brand new gloves. Think about that. One of our walk-off kids gets a brand new glove if you sign up. If 30 of you sign up, 30 kids get a baseball glove. I want to say it again. If 10 sign up, 10 kids get a brand new baseball glove. That is, and that is something the people at the Okie Farm wanted to do for us, which I am eternally grateful for. And we'll continue to remind you of that. But sign up for the newsletter. You'll find out all about the great food, the cottages, how awesome their cabins, how awesome they are. And you'll help a kid play baseball. It's really good stuff.
It's a fantastic website. It honestly will not take you a minute to do this. So please do it, and you will be putting a big, bright smile on a child's face as they get a glove they get to keep. And we will get you out on today's musical note. It's Halloween. What do you think we're going to play? The Shape is out there. Michael Myers. He's back. He's come home to kill. One of the greatest themes, I think, in film history.
Right.
John Carpenter not only directed Halloween, he came up with the theme for Halloween. It is timeless. It holds up today. It is so creepy. Happy Halloween. Have fun. Be safe. And be generous when the kiddies show up to trick-or-treat.
Watch out for Michael.
Watch out for Michael.
Well done, as always. And have a fun Halloween tonight. When we come back, we'll tell a Florida Georgia story or two. You want to do that?
Absolutely.
That's next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Sometimes the secret weapon is the special teams.
He's got a big leg. He's got a career-long.
After the game, pump up the Superior Plumbing Special Teams Player of the Game. Sealed by Superior Plumbing and Pipelining on 1010XL.
Hey friends, Frank Frangie here. You know me. I don't mess around when it comes to taking care of business. Well, if your plumbing or AC company is giving you excuses, it's time to make a trade. Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. They're the trusted partner for some of the biggest commercial names in Northeast Florida. Their office team keeps billing smooth, and their field techs show up ready to fix the problem, fast and right. Bring in the starters with Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Tell them Frank sent you.
This is Hayes Carline for Atlantic Infinity. The year-end sales event is going on now at Atlantic Infinity. Get 0% interest on select new Infinity models and special lease offers on the stunning QX60. Luxury, performance, and style all in one drive. All new vehicles come with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or go test drive at Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Wingstop and 1010XL has the ultimate tailgate for you to win. Leon Searcy here. your lemon pepper guy. Go to 1010XL.com to register to win a 100-piece wing party complete with fries, veggie sticks, and dips.
Leonard Skinner is coming home, and they're bringing the Stars and Stripes. Celebrate Southern rock and American pride with Leonard Skinner Rocks the Red, White, and Blue. It's a special night to support St. Michael's soldiers and the brave men and women of our armed forces.
Singing songs about Southland.
Saturday, November 8th at Daly's Place. Tickets on sale now, only at Ticketmaster. Daly'sPlace.com for details. Be there when Skinner rocks for those who serve.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Frank Frangie checking in. I had topdressing.com do my lawn free vacation. Man, it's been an upgrade. The green, lush wonder I've chased forever. Really good upgrade. Florida's fall weather is ideal for topdressing.com's proprietary process. It'll be more sustainable for our short cold period and the first to bounce back in the spring. It's so easy. The truck comes, punches the lawn, mix is laid. 1 day done, no trace. Free quote. Call 888-850-1850. You're going to love it. Lock in fall perks now with topdressing.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors with great ratings and expert reviews. You know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just stop by the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Their professional design consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to American-Electrical.com and see how they can help you.
Where is the deepest canyon in the United States?
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The deepest canyon in the United States is Hell's Canyon along the Oregon and Idaho border, about 8,000 feet deep at some point.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Local sports update brought to you by Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters. The Gator Bowl Charities will host the 2025 Little Gator Bowl Pop Warner City Championship Sunday, November 2nd at Everbank Stadium. Admission is $10 at the West Stadium Club. Parking is available in Stadium Lot M and N. Tonight, tune in to the final regular season game of the Bulls Bulldogs regular season as they head to Columbia for a 7 o'clock kick on 10:10 a.m. It's 69 degrees at 5 o'clock time in Temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farrah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
The year was 1980. Georgia was chasing a national championship. In my last semester at Florida, I was graduating in December. December 13th is when I walked, in case you're wondering. Was there with roommates and some friends, about 10 of us. This was the year we were going to wreck Herschel Walker, wreck Buck Bellew, wreck Lindsey Scott. That was the plan. We go to the game. I took a date. Tell you that, I took a date. I took a freshman date. Cute girl, real nice girl. Took a date to the ball game. We're cheering. Everyone's yelling. We got all our gear on. She had on a green shirt. Probably the first sign.
Yeah.
As we watched the game, Gators led the whole way. Okay, Gators led the game the whole way. Okay, trailing 20-18. About a minute and a half to play. Brian Clark, a good buddy of mine, still a good buddy, lives in Birmingham now, drills a 40-yard field goal, kind of knuckleballed it through. Gators take a 21-20 lead. Minute and a half to go, we kick off. Georgia starts deep in their own territory. Couple incomplete passes. Actually, a 1 yard loss and then an incomplete pass. 3rd and 11 from the Georgia 7. Minute and a half to play. Gators up by a point. Looking pretty good.
Probably a lock at that point.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah.
3rd and 11. Buck Bellew dropped the pass into the end zone. Looking. Buck looks, still looking. Fires over the middle. David Little, a linebacker. Mike Clark, a defensive tackle, almost got it. Hit him as he let it go. David Little, a Florida linebacker, if his fingernails had been longer, he would have deflected it. Lindsey Scott caught it. Lindsey Scott, who had no touchdowns on the season at the time, caught it. About the 26 or so. Turned and started running. And ran. Well, he scored on that play. And Georgia went on to win the game. So they went for 2, didn't get it. Florida got the ball back. Wayne Peace threw an interception. Mike Fisher, a former Bulls player, picked him off to sort of end the game. Georgia won the game. I don't know if you know that or not. Georgia won the game 26-21. That was in November of 1980. We were leaving the game. We weren't happy about it. We were yelling, screaming, cussing. It was the worst loss ever. It was the most devastating, awful loss for a somewhat inebriated, very inebriated college senior. We walked out of there. We were angry. Nobody wanted to talk. Nobody wanted to fight. Nobody wanted to do anything. We just got out of there. At that point, did I tell you I took a date?
Yeah, in a green shirt.
My freshman date, looked at all of us, mostly men. That's a reach. Mostly males. As we were walking out of there, yelling, cussing, couldn't believe it, stomping. My freshman date looked at me with all my friends in earshot and said, "You guys are a bunch of babies. It's just a game."
Oof.
My friends looked at me.
Yeah. Because you've now brought Yoko Ono to the Florida-Georgia game.
We were on the east side of the stadium, headed toward the Hart Bridge area where we had parked. I took her by the hand. We started walking south toward the river. She said, "Where are we going?" I didn't answer. We kept walking. We passed the gate on the corner. As I ran around the corner, I saw Nick and Susan Dennis, 2 friends of my mom, diehard Georgia fans, wonderful people, diehard Georgia fans. They kind of felt bad for me. They saw the look on my face. They also lived in the San Jose area. Okay. Coincidentally, the date lived in the San Marco area. I looked at Nick and Susan Dennis. They looked at me. They tried to console me. I told them, "Don't talk to me." They said, they put their palms up like, "Why not?" I said, "Don't talk to me." I said, "Y'all going that way?" They said, "Yes." I said, "Take her." I turned around. I haven't seen her since.
Good. I thought she was going to end up in the river, honestly. That's just where it was going.
And sadly, all these years later, 45 years later, I'm still moderately proud of that story.
Yeah.
I tell it once a year.
Oh, it's a great
And it's a 100% true story. And to this day, I haven't seen her since.
JJ, go ahead and open the door and let her in.
I always worry if that's ever. I've worried for 45 years if that was ever going to happen. Okay, and I've got a couple friends who know her name, and I've told the friends we don't take calls on it anymore. But I've told the friends, don't ever call and say that. Don't ever. She'll never be identified. But I haven't seen her since. That's my Florida Georgia story.
It's an incredible story.
It's not like that play became super infamous. Yeah. We play it every year. In the Munson call.
I mean, it's hard to argue.
Walk back.
I think you did the right thing. You made sure she got a ride home.
They're respectable people.
Yeah, and and then you.
If she didn't make it home, I would have by now known.
I would think. Yeah, and So I mean, but boy, that's talk about saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
That's a true story. I tell it once a year. I'll tell it again next year.
Yeah,
and that's my story. I will ask you.
I wish my wife would.
What is your once you came back?
Yeah.
Without her.
Yeah. No.
What was the reaction from the fellas?
And here, let me tell you what my friends are like. Not one person said, "Where is she?" not one person. Not one of them said, "Is she okay?" Is she going? Not one. We got in the car, came home. Not one person. I mean, not one of them said, "Where is she?" Nothing. We loaded up, came home. That's what we did. That was the day.
There you go.
So there you go. Well, will you tell the story of the Gator phone and the Bay Meadows, and we do that?
Sure, yeah. So I don't think it was that.
It might have been that game, but I mean, it was one
game.
Yeah.
But there were so many devastating ones for the Gators. I want to say it was the '83 game because I was born in '76, so I was like 7 years old. I would have been 7 years old, and I was young enough to like not really get it, like why this was happening, but old enough that I remember it happening. So my dad, I stayed at my grandparents' during the day while my dad went to the game. So this would have been the 1983 game. Number 4 Georgia beats number 9 Florida 10-9. So my dad comes to pick me up after the game at my grandparents, and we'd watched the game. So my grandparents were huge football fans, and huge Gator fans. So we'd watch the game. But again, I knew Florida had lost, but I'm 7 years old. So my dad shows up, and I meet him at the door, and I say something like, "Well, at least they only lost by 1," which didn't go over well.
I can imagine.
So then my dad takes me back to he had a condo in Bay Meadows, which had a golf course, and the golf course has been gone for a long time.
Legendary Bay Meadows golf course.
Yeah, but the Bay Meadows golf course, so my dad lived on the first hole, the kind of the fairway of the first hole, and so I get back to my dad's house. Everything is fine, whatever. Well, like the next morning, I hear kind of a ruckus. So I go downstairs, and my dad has put everything that he owns of Florida into a wheelbarrow, and I mean everything. I mean all the guy had was Gator stuff. So we're talking not just shirts and hats, but like a rotary phone that was a Gator phone.
I had a Gator phone.
Like stuff like that, and put it all in a wheelbarrow, and he just said, "Stay here," and he wheeled all the Florida stuff across the first hole to the woods that were kind of off from the green. He goes into the woods and lights it all on fire and says, "They will never hurt me ever again like they hurt me this weekend."
He set it all on fire.
Set it all on fire.
That's the greatest story ever. He set it all on fire.
Yeah, that's what this game will do to people.
That's exactly right.
And he obviously came back around and is a huge Gators fan still, and has bought more stuff. But
the phone's burned.
Yeah,
and I love that.
So it was yeah.
The Gators. That's what Florida Georgia will do to us.
It was
folks.
only 1 point though.
It was only 1 point.
Got over it.
Well.
There were no moral victories.
Why was he acting like such a baby?
Kerwin Bell threw for 400 yards in that game. Did you know
That's
that?
right.
And they scored 9 points?
They scored 9 points.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I would not be the one to tell you that John O. Williams was into the end zone on one play, and they blew the whistle too early, just so you're clear.
Wasn't that something like also in the '85 game? Didn't Kerwin throw for a ton of yards, and Florida only scored like 3 points?
Yeah, maybe I had the game wrong. No, you know what? It was the 85 game.
Okay.
My bad. The 83 game.
I don't
85. I think 85 was the because Kerwin wasn't there in 83. So 85, 83 was the game John O. Williams got pushed back.
Okay.
85 was the game he threw for 400 yards and they lost the game.
And they only
24-3.
kicked the field goal. Yeah.
Second break. Let's say hello to Pete Prisco after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The guy you don't want to be busy during the game doesn't wear a helmet.
You gotta fix me.
Keep the team doctor on the sideline.
Listen for the Barra and Barra Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
On 1010XL, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Hayes Carline here to let you know about my new tailgate obsession, and that is Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you will love the new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers, as delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you will be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at your grocery store.
You don't need to bet everything on a Hail Mary. Just find a ride in your budget. Because Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. New name, new location, same great deals. And we have the perfect place during the Kia Fall Savings event, like a new Kia payment free for a full 90 days. Or take advantage of financing rates as low as 0%. It's always a touchdown when you shop the best deals in town. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection.
For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Life happens every day, and sometimes it gets in the way. That's why 1010XL makes it easy to listen to your favorites. If you missed it, get it on demand.
At 1010XL.com.
Channeled by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my successful back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Julington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor, outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Hey gang, Prosser here. When it comes time to sell your home, don't worry about any, quote, problems you think might be related, because I've got the perfect team that will keep you right on track. In fact, they've got a guarantee that you can't beat. And that is Chad and Sandy, the agents I would call to sell my home. You see why? Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. But the promise is this. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Jacksonville homes are selling, but many take months and a low price to sell. Getting top price means aggressive marketing. Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive demand to sell your home. Darcy in San Jose said, I felt too isolated in my retirement. I wanted to buy in a different area, better suited for me. I spoke to several agents who didn't seem to care. I needed to find someone I could rely on. In come Chad and Sandy, and in 3 days, the home was sold. Call the Jacksonville experts we trust and recommend. Call Chad and Sandy today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On The Frangie Show.
All right, our friend Pete Prisco does join us from CBS Sports, brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. The best collectible store around, right over there on Phillips Highway at the end of Shad Road. Head to Showtime when you get a chance. I don't care who it is you root for. They've got collectibles in there for you. A big store. What a selection they've got in there. Nice folks, too. Head to Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles, the sponsor of the Pete Prisco Report for the longest time now. All right, Pete, bad news hit yesterday. Travis Hunter gone for at least 4 weeks with a knee injury sustained in practice. How much does that affect the Jaguars in this football game, in your opinion?
Well, I think it affects him a great way because they were going to make him the focal point of the offense, and he was going to play a lot more defense. And so when you lose a guy like that, it's a big hit. And, you know, it sounds, just reading through the tea leaves, it sounds like it might be longer than 4 weeks, and, you know, it might be more severe than that. So it's a bad blow because the kid was just starting to reach his potential, and they were starting to turn him loose a little bit. And I think this was a week they were really going to turn him loose. So it's tough. I mean, what do you do? I mean, you know what needs to happen? Brian Thomas needs to become the player that they thought he would become. That's the number one priority. People keep asking me. They say, well, who takes over? Who's going to fill a spot? Well, Brian Thomas has to be that guy. And they, you know, this week it sounds like they talked with him and had good moments with him, and it sounds like he was focused and ready to go. So we'll see. He needs to become that number one wide receiver.
Pete, how dangerous do you think the Raiders are?
Not very. You know, look, they have individual stars. You know, Brock Bowers, who's back, can be a star. I think Max Crosby can ruin games. But you look over the roster, and it's not a great roster. So I don't think they're a really good team because Geno Smith hasn't played that well either. But you're going into their place. They're coming off a bye just like you are. And they didn't lose, you know, Travis Hunter. They're getting guys back. And so it's going to be a tough game. But I don't think that's a really good football team at all. And it's a game Jacksonville should win. I said this last week. You know, you were there, but Frank was out last week. But I said this last week. I said, I think these 2 weeks are big for Liam Cohn. You know, getting your team through a bye week after 2 losses, dealing with a lot of the problems, the pre-snap penalties, you know, the not catching the football, the bust in the secondary at times. I think it's a real challenge for him. And I think this is going to define who he is a little bit as a head coach. And I think he's a good one, by the way. And I think he's handled it the last couple weeks really well leading into the game. But you got to win that game this week.
Yeah, very, very big game. Back to the Raiders, one quick point. How has the Pete Carroll thing been received? Like, it's his first year, and the team's not very good, so that can't be on him. But do they feel like that's going to work, Pete? What's kind of the narrative there?
Well, they committed to Geno Smith, and he's been a part of the problem.
Right.
I mean, they decided that Geno Smith was their guy, and all of a sudden he's not playing the way they thought he would play. And when your quarterback doesn't play that well, you're going to have problems moving the football. I mean, they got shut out at Kansas City. Shut out, nothing. I don't think they moved across the Chiefs 45 that day. And so, you know, Geno Smith's the problem right now, and he's got to pick up his player. They're going to be going back into the quarterback pool next year.
Looking at the Jaguars' defense coming out of the bye, what are your expectations for that unit?
Is the club off?
Kinda. He's got fingers, I think, that he'll be able to, you know. So it's still.
It's not.
I guess it's better.
It's not going to be completely off.
Yeah.
Well, because with the full club, he couldn't play. I mean, he couldn't grab guys. It was, you know, as good and powerful as he is, and he was able to, on a loop the other day in the last game, he was able to get a little bit of push by running over the guard, but you can't grab and rip and throw guys to the ground. It's hard to play defensive end in this league. So if he can grab with that hand now, then I think it really impacts their defense in a big way. And they need him. I mean, he's a good player. You find out what your defense is when you lose a player like that in terms of not him being 100%. Give him credit for going out there and playing, but they need him on the field being a disruptor, being sound against the run, holding up at the point. I think if he can use his hand, then I think their defense is significantly better.
Pete, so we're 7 games in now, and I wasn't here with you last week. Last time I was here, we were kind of reviewing the Rams thing. We're 7 games in; they're 4-3. I think it's been a tough schedule. I think the last 4 games they're 2-2 against I think a bunch of good teams. How do you feel about them? I mean, we look up, are the Jags going to be a 10 or 11 win team? Is it going to be less or more? The state of the union about the Jags from your vantage point.
Well, I think if you said before the season you'd be 4-3 with a home win against the Chiefs and a road win against the 49ers, you would have signed up for it.
Right.
But I think the way it happened and the fact that you were where you were a couple weeks ago before going on the road, then, before losing the home game and then going on the road, I think that leaves a bad taste in people's mouths, and they got to get it out of it by going and winning convincingly, by the way, against the Raiders. I think you have to show well there. But I think, Frank, you talk about it, that the offense has been inconsistent. I think the passing game has been woefully inconsistent. The quarterback hasn't played as well as expected. The wide receivers have dropped a bunch of passes. They don't seem to get in a rhythm. The running game was good early. They got away from it. The offensive line, each guy has had moments where he hasn't been very good. And then you go to the other side of the ball. I mean, you've had flashes of guys making plays, but nobody's getting anybody on the ground. We love to talk about pressures, but nobody's getting anybody on the ground. The linebackers have made some big plays. The safeties, particularly Wingard, the last couple of games has been awful, and that's been a problem. So how would I give them a grade? Being where they are right now, probably based on the talent and how people have played, it's probably an A coaching job, because I don't think they play that well. But I think where they are as a team, it's probably a B minus, maybe B minus.
Can the Jags gain a game on the Colts this weekend? How do you think Indianapolis will fare going to Pittsburgh?
Well, I don't think that Steelers' old man defense is very good, and that Colts offense is really good. I think the Colts will go in there and win that game. I mean, you look at that Steelers defense, my gosh, they're the highest paid defense in the league and the second oldest, and they play more like the second oldest defense in the league than they do the highest paid defense in the league. You look, TJ Watt, the same guy? No. Cam Hayward, not the same guy. You go to the back end, there's so much age back there. Ramsey, Slay, Chuck Clark, Elliott, who's hurt now, but I mean, they got age back there, and it shows up. So I think the Steelers are in trouble. That Colts team is legitimate, and a big, we always talk about Jonathan Taylor, great player. Reminds me of Fred Taylor, by the way. Not as fast, but reminds me of Fred Taylor. So Jonathan Taylor, and we talk about Daniel Jones' resurgence, but what we lose sight of is the fact how good their offensive line is playing. They made changes on that line. Kelly and Freeze left via free agency. They put Bortolini and Conclaves in. All of a sudden, the line's better. I mean, they're mauling people. The holes are enormous. They're protecting the quarterback. Steichen's doing a great job calling plays. They're legitimate on offense. Defensively, I'm not so sure, but when you play with the lead, it's a lot easier to play defense.
Pete, why are the Colts as good as they are?
The Colts?
Yeah.
Well, because I think the running game and the offensive line. Yeah. I worry about I'll be honest with you guys. I worry a little bit about the secondary. I think they're beatable back there. You can make some plays against them. But when you play with the lead in the NFL,
yeah.
I mean, when you play with the lead, you're going to be able to turn pass rushers loose, and they can do that. It makes it easy to play defense, and they score a lot of points. Now, having said all that about making the Colts into the greatest show on turf, as people like to do nowadays and rush things, they haven't exactly played a murderer's row of a schedule either. I mean, they beat up on the Dolphins, the Titans, the Raiders, who else? The Cardinals without Murray. I mean, the Titans again. They haven't exactly beat up on a bunch of good teams. So I'm still concerned about level of competition. Go out on the road against a really good team and show me you can go win the game with your quarterback late in the game, and I'll be more of a big believer than I am right now.
Let me get to the NFC for a second. Who's got your attention? I mean, obviously the Eagles are 6-2. That really good NFC North, that really good NFC West. They've got two really good divisions there. Who's got your attention in that conference?
The Packers. We haven't seen. I picked them before the season. We haven't seen the best of them yet. We're starting to. And, they're getting guys back healthy. Getting Christian Watson back changes the entire offense. He's a field stretcher. When you have a field stretcher, it opens up everything else. You saw that the other night. He gets in the lineup, goes down the field, catches some balls down the field. Well, who feasts off of that? Tucker Kraft, who might be one of the best receiving tight ends in the league now. And then they didn't even get anything out of Golden last week, and he was starting to emerge. You got Dobbs. You got all kinds of guys that you can do things with. The line is bigger and stronger than it's ever been, and they're good players. They're starting to play well together, and Love is really starting to play well together. If you play with those receivers, if you start getting a lead, then you can turn and hand the ball off to Jacobs, who's a tough inside runner. And defensively, when you have a lead, what do they have? They have Gary, they have Parsons, they have guys that go attack the quarterback. So I think that team is the one to keep an eye on. They play the Eagles in 2 weeks. On a Monday night, we'll know a lot more about both those teams in that game.
I think one of the most intriguing games Sunday is Denver at Houston. How do you see that one playing out?
It's interesting because that offensive line last week against San Francisco didn't give up a sack for the Texans. And Stroud sat back there without Nico Collins and picked them apart. And we know they're good on defense. So I think that's going to be whichever offense can find some kind of life against those really good defenses is going to be the one to win it. I mean, Denver, to me, a couple weeks ago, they beat the Giants, but had no business winning that game at home. And then they go and, get a big blowout victory last week against a bad Cowboys team. And Bo Nix started to play well. If Bo Nix plays well, Denver's good. If Bo Nix is inconsistent, which we've seen throughout this season, Denver's going to have problems. And so it'll be interesting to see Denver's offense against the Texans' defense and the Texans' offense against that Denver defense.
Final thing, Pete. Jags play the Raiders. We talked about it a moment ago. No Travis Hunter, still no Brenton Strange, still a team that's beat up a little bit. The Raiders are getting some folks back. They play in Las Vegas on Sunday. Who do you like in the game?
I think Jacksonville's going to win that game. I think Liam Cohen's going to have his team ready to play. And I think Trevor Lawrence is going to play better than he's played so far this season. The Raiders' defense, it's been, better than anticipated. They're about 15th, middle of the pack. But I think it's all because of Crosby. So do everything you can to take Crosby out of the game. You'll have success. You got to chip him, double him, whatever you got to do, take him out of the game, and you'll have success against that defense. And I think Cohen will figure out a way to take him away. And I think Trevor Lawrence will have a big day. I think Brian Thomas shows up on Sunday.
I do too.
I really do. I think he does. I think this is the moment. He had 2 weeks to stew. He's heard everybody ripping on him, and I think he probably did some self evaluation and self-grading, and he said, you know what, I'm better than I've shown, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show it.
I think the same thing. I think he's going to, and obviously now the targets he might not have been going to get 2 days ago, he's going to get now. So I think you're exactly right. Pete Prisco, check it in from CBSSports.com. Pete, thanks, buddy.
All right, guys, take care.
All right, Pete's Report is always brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. They do a terrific job on Phillips Highway at the end of Shad Road. Our picks are next, so stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Go! Your play-by-play home of Bulls Bulldogs football is 1010XL.
It's a powerhouse showdown between 8-1 teams. The Bulldogs end the regular season in Lake City against the Tigers. Bulls, Columbia, Friday at 7:30 on 1010 AM.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
Jacksonville is my hometown, and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
My dad, Randy Marion, has been in business for 35 years.
35 years of taking great care of your customers.
And our community. It has also been 35 years that my dad has been the king of price.
Yep.
So now's the time to fall into savings and drive in style in a brand new Cadillac.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They're all in stock and ready to drive today.
Come see us today at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville.
And don't forget,
tell them Jennifer sent you.
Plus tax type title $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Looking for your new favorite hangout this football season? Try Voodoo Brewing Company in the heart of San Marco. Locally owned and community focused, Voodoo Brewing serves up award-winning beers, scratch-made upscale pub fare, and laid-back vibes where everyone's welcome. For live music, trivia nights, and all the football action this season, make Voodoo Brewing Company Jacksonville your new favorite spot on San Marco Square.
Hey, Jags fans, Tommy Mack here. Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with Crown Royal Rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
If you're making plans to see our home team in Nashville against the Titans in November, go to 1010XL.com and click the Omni Nashville banner for the 1010XL special rate, only for 1010XL listeners. That's the Omni Nashville banner on the 1010XL website.
Fall is here. The air is crisp, football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. I love Hello Smooth Med Spa, my go-to for skin health and beauty. Their biggest event of the year is November 19th, National Botox Day. Huge deals, local vendors, and it benefits Make-A-Wish. Don't miss it. Visit hellosmooth.com for more details.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, on the course of the program today, we've talked about the Travis Hunter story. Certainly one that we all hated to hear, but certainly a story we talked a great deal about that story. Travis Hunter gone for at least 4 weeks. He's on injured reserve that he could come back from. We talked Florida Georgia. We told our Florida Georgia stories. Pete Prisco kind enough to stop by to talk NFL football with us. That's where we've been. That is the cool down. Now, are you ready for the pick? I know you guys did picks last week. I don't know the results of those.
I didn't even bother looking.
Okay.
I mean, so it's
So
we all did.
Fair. All right. So there you go. But are you ready? Let's do this.
Time for the Frangie Show Picks of the Week. Brought to you by Ricketts Electric, Jacksonville's Power Connection. The Ricketts Picks start now.
We sure thank our friends from Ricketts Electric, Zach and the team. What a great job they do. If you need an electrician in town, Ricketts, that's the name. That's the name to know. The number to call is 904-320-5960. Zach Ricketts, all those folks. The best electricians in town are Ricketts. The Ricketts Picks. The scores look like this. J.J. LaSelva, 52 points. He might have pulled away from Carline, 41 and 23. I'm 36 and 28, 41 total points. He's up 11 on me. Ooh. Hayes Carline is at 26 and 38. That's 12 games under. Just want to point that out.
Yeah.
36 total points, 52, 31, 52, 41, 36. Hayes and JJ both have 6 game picker-uppers. I've got 3. JJ's 5 and 2 in Moneyballs. Hayes and I are 4 and 3. The last week I was here, JJ and I were both 6 and 2 for 8 points. You tossed up another 2 and 6 for 4 total points. That was your second consecutive 2 and 6.
We fired the coach and AD.
The AD.
We paid the buyout.
You're the governor.
You've had a little bit of a tough year. So there you go. 52 points, 41 points, 36 points. Those are our scores. JJ well ahead. You think JJ's got it won yet or no?
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
it's going to be hard to catch him.
11 points? We got like 7 or 8 weeks.
It's going to be hard for me. You're not catching him.
No.
And if we're way back, I can't even see you from where we are. But I don't think I'm catching him either, just so you know there's that. Let's get right to it. Hayes, you're up first. Vanderbilt's on the road in Austin.
I'm going to go Vandy here. I've picked against him every week, so I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. Sorry, Commodores. Give me Vandy.
I'm going to take Texas at home just because I can't pick Vandy over Texas. JJ.
Yeah, I've been picking Vandy every week, I've been picking against Vandy every week and losing. So I feel like if I pick Vandy, they'll finally lose. So I'm just sticking with Texas.
Okay. So game picker-upper opportunity for Hayes.
That's how my mind's working.
Oklahoma's on the road at Tennessee. I'm going to take the Vols at home, JJ.
Yeah, I like Tennessee. I think Oklahoma's offense has been terrible since Mateer's come back from injury. So I'm going with Tennessee.
Hayes Carline.
Boomer Sooner.
I love it. Wake Forest is at Florida State.
You're taking Tennessee, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Oh, did I say that? Yeah, I thought I said yeah.
He took Tennessee.
I took Tennessee. Yeah. I took Tennessee. So, all right, Wake Forest at Florida State. I have no logical reason why I'm doing this, but I'm taking the Noles because they're at home, and I can't even explain why. Hayes Carline.
I'm going to take Wake Forest here. I just don't think there's any sort of cohesion at Florida State. So give me the Demon Deacons.
Yeah, I'm picking Wake, but that line is so big that it makes me think something's up and Florida State's going to win. But I'm gonna go with Wake, though. They looked really good last weekend.
Game picker-upper for me, FSU. And Florida, Georgia, Hayes.
I'm going Georgia here pretty easily. I think maybe it's kind of interesting 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, but I think ultimately Georgia pulls away and wins comfortably.
I don't think it's interesting at all. Georgia, easy. Hey, JJ?
I think I think Georgia wins, but I think Florida covers the 7.5. I think it'll be a close game.
Oh,
but
you
I'm
really
taking
do?
Georgia. I do.
Oh, really
I think
good.
Georgia. I honestly was going to pick Florida until Vernell Brown was hurt, and I'm like, because the secondary for Georgia's look really suspect this year, but I'm going with the Dogs.
All right, let's get to the National Football League. Colts at the Steelers. I'll go first. I don't think the Steelers are very good. Give me the Colts on the road, maybe even easy against the Steelers. JJ?
Yeah, I like the Colts. That's it. I like the Colts.
Hayes?
I'll take the Steelers. I mean, at some point, this is the typical Mike Tomlin win. So I'll say Pittsburgh finds itself and sends the Colts to a loss.
JJ, the Texans at home against the Broncos. Good game here.
A very good game. I think the Texans are going to stay hot and win this game.
Hayes?
I'm going to go Denver here. I think that defense, I trust Denver's offense a little bit more, even though Houston looked good the other day against San Francisco. So I'll take the Broncos on the road.
I'm with JJ. I like the Texans as well. Hayes, Chiefs are at the Bills.
I'm going to go Chiefs. I mean, Mahomes is just playing on such a great level that even though it's in Orchard Park, I'm going to take Kansas City on the road.
I'm taking the Bills at home, JJ.
Oh, well, I'm taking the Chiefs. I think they're the hottest team in the NFL right now.
All right, so I got a game picker-upper. And finally, the Money Ball. JJ, I'm going to have you go first. Jags at the Raiders.
I like the Jags big. I mean, in NFL terms, so like 2 scores or more.
Hayes?
I'm going to take the Raiders. I'll say the Raiders pull out an ugly game, 17-16.
And I will take the Jags. So, Hayes Carline, in terms of game picker, I tell you what, there's a guy behind he's trying to win a tournament. I like it. Well, why not, right?
I got to throw the football.
That's exactly
we want to get back in this thing.
So, game picker-uppers.
I need to hope that Bobby Pruitt's playing, coordinating the defense on the other side.
So, Hayes has Vanderbilt. JJ and I both have Texas. Hayes has Oklahoma. JJ and I both have Tennessee. I've got FSU. You guys both have Wake, and we all like Georgia. So, I got a game picker-upper there. Hayes has the Steelers. JJ and I both have the Colts. Hayes has the Broncos. JJ and I both have the Texans. I've got the Bills. You guys both have the Chiefs. And Hayes has the Raiders in the money ball. JJ and I both have the Jags. One more time, our picks look like this. JJ, 41-23. Good season, by the way. JJ having a big year. 52 total points. I'm 36-28. It's not a terrible year if JJ wasn't having such a good year. My 41 total points. Hayes is 26-38. He's 12 under. He's got 36 total points. 52, 41, 36. Those are our totals. We'll be back to wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
College football, 2 games on Saturday featuring teams ranked in the AP Top 25. Number 20 Texas home in Austin as they take on number 9 Vanderbilt. Quarterback Arch Manning for the Longhorns has been in the concussion protocol this week, but Texas is a 3.5-point favorite over the 7-1 Commodores, minus 145 on the money line. Vanderbilt plus 125, and the over-under is at 47.5. Number 14 Tennessee, a 2.5-point home favorite over number 18 Oklahoma. The Vols minus 140. Sooners plus 120. Both teams are 6-2 on the season. The over-under is at 55.5.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, KeysToProgress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter, the area's most trusted service company. We're licensed, insured, and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, septic tank pump outs, drain field installations, and full air conditioning service, we do it all. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
Welcome to the Bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Ron McCann in Orange Park at 904-269-1313.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline here to let you know about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you'll love new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers. They're as delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Why go glass? It's clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Garrett Scantling here, and once again, thanks to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. My torn hip labrum issue is resolved thanks to Dr. Doward, and Dr. Acevedo keeps my feet healthy too. Training and competing, that's what it's all about for me. And Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has me in top condition.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm with Veteran Cycles of Jacksonville, and the fall part of the year just offers so much fun, especially when you're out and about. Tell everybody what's happening with Triumph right now.
They have got a lot of new models on the road, from Scrambler 400s. They've got the legendary Rocket motorcycle. Lots of really cool bikes to choose from.
And the price point and all the tricks that come with the Triumph bike, they're all there.
They're all there. Entry level to the greatest of the great. We've got them.
Look for them online, cyclesofjacksonville.com. Check out their Facebook page or that showroom on Atlantic near Regency.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
We've talked about the Travis Hunter injury and how that will affect Sunday's game against the Raiders. I'll tell you another injury that obviously is not as big a story, but it's very important for the Jaguars. Eric Murray going on IR is a big, big blow to that secondary. He's a cerebral player. He's a instinctual player. He's been in the league a long time. We talked about how Brian Thomas Jr. needs to step up with Travis Hunter down for a while. Well, Andrew Wingard and Antonio Johnson, you've got to step up, because unless Brock Bowers just kills the Jaguars, there's very little else that I think threatens the Jaguar defense from what the Raiders can throw at them. Wingard and Johnson have got to hold up. If they do not, then I do think the Jaguars can be in trouble. So obviously they need a lot from BTJ on the offensive side, but the Eric Murray loss is a significant loss for that secondary, and it's up to Wingard and Johnson to fill the gap and make sure that they're not allowing any easy explosives to Geno Smith and company Sunday in Las Vegas.
It's a great point because the reality is Eric Murray's been good. I mean, Eric Murray's been good for them. Jordan Lewis and Eric Murray in the secondary together. Yeah, I agree with you. And whereas Antonio Johnson is mega talented, he's hadn't played as much, so he makes some errors. So he and Dewey have to play very well. Very, very good point. It'll be an interesting. The game got more interesting with Travis Hunter not in it because I do think I had a hunch that was a game he's going to do some special things. I do agree with Prisco. I just can't convince myself that everything that happened with Brian Thomas last year was a facade. That doesn't mean he won't have another drop. That doesn't mean he won't have another bad moment. But I agree with Pete in that I think he's going to wind up playing pretty well. So we'll see what winds up happening. Jags and Raiders, 4:25 or 4:05. It's one of the two. It's in the afternoon.
I think it's the 4:05.
4:05 and in the afternoon on Sunday. And I'm looking forward to calling it. We're flying out with the team tomorrow morning, and I look forward to that. I really do. Jags and Raiders coming up. Florida, Georgia. I love Florida, Georgia weekend. Be safe tonight if you're out and about. Parties everywhere. As you know, we used to have one forever before I started calling these Jags games. So Florida, Georgia is always a fun weekend. It's a magnificent rivalry. I said this at the top of the program. It's one of the things that really takes you back to what college football is supposed to be. Neutral site, fanfare, cheerleaders, both bands on the field. It's just a wonderful, wonderful setting for college football, and I'm really glad it's here, right here on the St. Johns River, and it's going to be here for a long, long time. The next 2 years it won't, as the stadium gets renovated, just like in 94 and 95. But after that, it's going to be here for a long, long time, and I'm certainly excited about that. One thing we have not gotten to, college basketball season starts Monday. Florida plays Arizona. You'll be at the game.
Yeah,
the
can't
game's
wait.
in Vegas, so they're playing in Vegas since the Jags are out there. A lot of people I know are going to both. I think there's a really good – I shouldn't say really good chance. There's 300 teams. But I would not be shocked if they repeat. I think they've got a really good team. I think they're well coached. I think Alex Condon's going to be so good. Everyone knows Thomas Houck's going to be good. People talk more about Houck than Condon because it's a prettier game. He plays on the perimeter. He makes threes. But I think they're going to be good. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a fun year.
It will be a fun year. And again, the biggest thing for me in terms of an expectation, win the SEC regular season title. It's hard to predict what happens in the NCAA tournament. You just catch the wrong team at the wrong time and you can get upset. Obviously, Final Four is an expectation and a repeat would be fantastic. But in terms of regular season, win the SEC title. I think that's important, and I think it's a fair expectation for what Todd Golden has coming back.
All right, let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
You never know what people are going to dress like for Halloween. It's interesting, Rick, you and Hayes dressed as each other. How about that? How about that?
Right.
You got the exact same 1010XL tops. So did you call? Did you text?
Well, we addressed sister in the Duval rundown.
Okay, I would imagine. So there you go.
Yeah.
So Travis Hunter down for at least 4 weeks. How does that affect the Jags in your mind?
It's a huge blow. There's no way to sugarcoat it. I mean, especially with most forecasting that he was going to become the premier offensive target. I thought that was going to be the case, and I was willing to sacrifice snaps on the defense. Now he's gone. You got to turn right around and install that confidence in Brian Thomas Jr. The good thing about this game is that you don't need to score a lot of points to win. The Raiders are terrible on offense. They get Brock Bowers back. That's certainly going to help. But I still like Jacksonville. Even with Eric Murray out, you can really make the point that you should be able to pick apart the Jaguars secondary. Well, that's the same thing that we said 3 weeks ago when 3 Seattle defensive backs were out. So, I mean, it's a week-to-week game. I think I still like them to win by a field goal, despite the loss of those 2 players. But it's a long trip out there, and we'll see. It's going to be interesting.
Are the Knowles going to beat Wake or no?
Here's what I got, okay? It's a storm the field game in Tallahassee, okay? Insiders are saying.
Right.
And here's my advice. Don't storm the field. They can't afford to make that payment. They can't pay that fine. Okay, they need to
storm the field.
I mean, every
game.
booster I know, they're asking
Right.
for handouts. I mean, they're whether it's Capitol Circle or Tennessee Street, they got people dressed up as bums collecting money right now for Florida State to try to. So don't rush the field, people, if they pull it off. No, Florida State's not going to win the game this weekend. Wake Forest is going to get it done.
Who's on tonight?
JT the Brick.
Okay.
You remember his
I
name,
do.
national radio guy. He's been with the Raiders forever.
Yep.
You know, L.A. and not L.A., but Oakland, and he's been with them in Vegas. I was on his show earlier in the week. He's going to give us basically the lay of the land for the Raiders and his thoughts on whether or not they can pull off this upset. So he'll join me at 7 o'clock.
All right, coming up tonight, Rick Fuller goes into the night. Folks, that'll do it for our program. Rick is next. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy Florida, Georgia. It's always a special week around here. Be safe. Don't drink and drive, but have a wonderful time watching those Gators and those Dogs get it on. And enjoy the Jaguar game. We'll be live in Vegas, and we'll be back next week to talk about all of it. For JJ and Hayes, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
A super defense is like a superior fence. They both protect what you value.
Pass rush, linebacker, secondary.
After the game, Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game on 1010XL.